Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we got another story time or whatever, and today I'm gonna be doing pretty much a story time on the time I got literally my ass beat and pretty much was homeless that night. So yeah, like for all the haters that, you know, like been wanting to hear something bad that's happened to me, or you want to sit up here and kiki haha, this the one for y'all. And also for the people that want to know about like this crazy freaking story that happened to me, and for the people that are learning, I'm going to tell you this story so you never have to be in this situation ever again, or ever at all. So yeah, that's the story time that we're gonna do today. If you're new to the channel, please make sure you subscribe. Don't forget to leave a like down below. It'll get the video more traction. And don't forget to leave a comment if you like this story time, and if you have like any recommendations or what you thought of the story or whatever. But yeah, like we're just gonna get like right into this video. For anybody who came from like my soft white underbelly interview, which was almost a year ago, well, it's technically been like 9 months, right? But I remember inside of the video I had mentioned at the time I was in a loving relationship, which actually ended up not working. Well, this is that story. Now, I don't really like to put all of my business out there. I'm not going to speak on every talking stage or whatever that I've had that didn't work out. But if I do have a crazy fucking story that is not normal, I'm going to speak about it, and I'm going to tell y'all so y'all don't ever be in this, and so y'all have entertainment purposes, because the shit is interesting and it's fucking crazy. So stay tuned. So yeah, this is about that person. So pretty much we are going to start off with, so I was working at this club in like Palm Beach or whatever. Like you guys saw the vlogs and stuff like when I was working there at the time. This was about like a year ago when this situation had happened. So this is actually like pretty fresh. And so it's crazy like what you don't know about what a person's going through when you see them on the screen. But like a lot of times I need to like heal from certain things and become better before I can tell my story, because it just like be too triggering and stuff like that. And so I was working at this club in Palm Beach, and I was like pretty much going from Tampa to Palm Beach every fucking weekend. And I was working at this new club or whatever. And around like you know, I had met this dude, and at first he was definitely like always a trick. Like, I meet you in the club, you're a trick, that's just what I see you as. So you know, he would come into the club and he would throw money on me or whatever, and you know, like he would come in there with his friend, and like it was cool. Like, you know, he had his little birthday, and we, you know, I made a little bag or whatever, and like it was all right. Like, you know, this man, he was like, at the time he was 43, and at the time I was 19 turning 20. So this was around December time. Well, his birthday, I think it was like in October or something. I don't even fucking remember, honestly. I don't care. But it was like December time was when I started hanging, like getting closer to him, because, you know, that's cuffing season, and, you know, Christmas comes, my birthday, and then Valentine's Day. So it's like all the gift season. So this is the perfect time to, you know, get you a little boo, be cuddled up, so you're not cold for the winter, you ain't lonely for the holidays or whatever. And so, you know, like I start seeing him, and you know, let him take me out. And like, you know, at first, like Christmas comes and I wasn't with him. I told him from jump, like, I don't want a relationship. Like, I'm not looking for a relationship. Like, this man had 5 fucking kids, like, and a newborn baby, like a newborn. Like, what do I want with your old ass with all these motherfucking kids? Like, that sounds crazy to me. But Christmas come around, and like, you know, I had actually got him like a bottle of Creed or whatever for like Christmas. It's like some expensive cologne or whatever, and he got me like some shoes, and like I honestly don't even remember what the, but at this time, like, you know, he would come to the club and he would come see me, and he would be buying me like certain gifts, like little knickknacks. He didn't do anything too, like, he was doing more of this stuff towards the beginning, before we were like, you know, fucking with each other like that. And so he you know, he bought me a couple of shoes or whatever. Like, this is like back in the day, like this was when I was still a good girl. So the little shit he did was like petty as fuck, like tiny shit. Like me now, like I need big shit. Like that little shit ain't nothing to me. But obviously, like, you live and you learn, you go through phases in your life. Like, I'm about to be 21, so it's like I definitely think that I've seen enough to know that like it's a little embarrassing. But he did what he could or whatever. He would come throw money at me in the club, and pretty much like my lease was up in like April, at the beginning of April. So at the time we were talking, and like things were good with us, like it was vibing. And so right a week before I was supposed, he pretty much told me he wanted me to come live with him, because like, you know, at the time, okay, I was like, okay, like I'll be with you, like we can see where things go. But like, you know, obviously it was way too soon to even like determine that. But like, I was really tricking like the whole time, low-key, because like, what the fuck do I look like being with a fucking 43-year-old? But like, you know, I still like cared for him or whatever, I guess so. Ew. But he was like, I want you to come live with me. And so at the time, I'm like, okay, like I'm gonna be rent free, and I'm gonna be working, and I'm gonna this and that. And then like a week before I was about to go move in like with him and my lease was up, he started talking crazy, like, oh, like there was a situation where there was like this bowling alley, and one of my coworkers invited me to come to the bowling alley and like be with a couple of coworkers. And I guess his friend, the dude I was like, I guess talking to, his friend was actually the one that was his party, and he invited the girl, and the girl invited the dude who invited me. But we were all coworkers, and like, trust me, like the person that invited me, there's no way he could have ever like fucked with me in his wildest fucking dreams. It's like very noticeable, like. And so but when I mentioned that, I ended up not going, because by the grace of God I ended up not going. And like because I went to a different location, and I could just like hear the music in the background of me walking in there, just like the dude saying like that they had too much people, or just like I just knew like I wasn't supposed to be there, and I had actually put up to the wrong location. So I said fuck it, drove home. The other dude, corny, like, how are you gonna invite me somewhere and then uninvite me? But you know what, it was part of God's plan. I go back to crib or whatever, and the next day the dude I'm talking to, he's talking about, oh, like we went bowling yesterday. And I was like, I find that interesting, because I got invited to go bowling too. And he was just pretty much saying like, pretty much I got invited to what he got invited to. And he was like, oh, if you would have walked in there with that dude, I would have slapped you. First off, you're not going to do anything to me. You're not going to touch me. You're not going to threaten me. You are not going to control me. 2, this is my coworker. Like, you're not going to do shit. Like, but after that, I was kind of like in a rut, because it was like, damn, like, I didn't figure out a place to move to. And then I'm still working in Palm Beach. And it's like, he's acting crazy. I stopped talking to him. But then I obviously, like, I'm stuck in this rut, like I have nowhere to go. So I'm like, okay, like, I'm gonna be with him or whatever. Like, I pretty much, after that, I knew like, okay, like, I'm just gonna be with him for like a month and get my apartment and move out and be like straight, like, and then just cut him off after, because like, you know, I had nowhere to go. I didn't want to get like my family and stuff like that involved, because they lived in Orlando, and I still needed to come like get my bag down in Palm Beach or whatever. And so I forgive him. Now I moved in with him or whatever. My brother helped me move my stuff, and now I moved in with the dude. I'm keeping my stuff in a storage unit, and I just got like a bag of some clothes, like my suitcase, and like, you know, I'm staying there. And keep in mind, like, this man, like, oh my God, like, he had invited me to come live with him, and then I found out that his brother lived with him, his sloppy brother. That's all I'm gonna say. Just disgusting. Doesn't take care of themselves. And then his keep in mind, this was his older brother, so he's probably like in his 50s. Who fucking knows? His older brother, who doesn't do shit. He don't pay no bills there. He wasn't paying no bills there. He was living there for free. So you're letting your brother live with you for free, and then you didn't even tell me about this, and you want me to come move in with you. Okay, whatever. I let it slide. He said his brother been doing this shit for 2 years, 3 years. How you let your brother live with you for 2, 3 years? Your older brother, he not even paying no fucking bills. Talking about, oh, COVID laid me off, I need somewhere to stay. But it's been 3 years and he not paying no bills and he hasn't found nowhere to go. And he's a grown-ass man. But we're not even going to talk about that. Literally. But then his brother has his daughter sneaking in. He got 2 daughters. He got his daughter sneaking in, coming to stay with us even after he told him that he couldn't have his daughter come stay with us. So now, and keep in mind, these are all grown-ass women. They're grown-ass women. Like, most of these people are older than me, like 100%. And so, she coming in the house, this girl don't know how to cook, burning up bacon. Like, these people were sloppy. Like, when I'm telling you, like, did not take care of themselves, obese, overeating. Like, I don't even want to make fun of bigger people, but like unhealthily big. Like, house always smell like some nasty ass food. The bathroom smells like shit's lurking from it. Dirty ass bathroom. Don't clean up after yourself. Falling asleep on the couch. The grill isn't working. And now the second sister sneaking in too. So now he got 2 of his daughters living up under that roof, and him in that one room, 3 people in one fucking room, and I'm over here and I gotta deal with not just the smell that's making me nauseous and the shit smell that's coming from there, and not being able to sit in the living room and fucking watch TV because they want to be out there, and all types of shit that I wasn't expected. But it's okay because I'm getting my shit, right? Getting my apartment. And so, he stopped doing what he needed to do. Like, he will always be in my ear complaining. Why do you want Italian food? You're so da-da-da-da-da. Just criticizing me, always wanting to argue with me. A lot of men like this, they like to argue with women to try and break down their confidence because they think that it'll make them easier. They want to feel like they have that, that they conquered you. They got you to simmer down. You feel me? They want to break you down. And so, he stopped like spoiling me and shit. Like, my birthday had came around, and at the time he didn't know that I was actually 19 going on 20, because I told him I was 20 because when I first met him, I mean, it was a couple of months, so it was like, what's the point of me saying that like I'm 19? I'll just tell him I'm 20 because I'm about to be 20 anyways. So he thinks I'm 20 turning 21. And after Christmas, he asked me like over 10 times, what do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? What do you want for your birthday? And I kept on telling him, I want this Louis bag, I want this Louis bag, I want this Louis bag, I want this Louis bag. And that's the only thing I told him. While my birthday come around, I got my brother coming with me. Over to his house this weekend, staying over there because my brother want to celebrate my birthday with me too. And so the dude, he come and give me my birthday gift right in front of my brother. We're in the room. And he gives me the gift in a bag, and then he walks out the room. So now my brother's watching me open a gift. I'm opening it. It's got a couple of ones, maybe like $30, $50 in ones or whatever. I take it out, and there's a fucking Apple Watch under $50. So I played it cool because I didn't want to embarrass him. But then I got to club, and I guess my brother and like another friend of like the dude, and like it's a mutual friend of me and the dude, they were like gossiping. People were gossiping like in my job because it's a small world, and like his friends be in the club all the time, and they over here geeking and laughing at me because dude bought me a fucking Apple Watch. Okay, so if for anybody who like saw, he was acting weird. Like, he said he was gonna buy me a bottle for my birthday at the club, but then when it was time to go to the club, he wanted to sit at a different table and not even get the bottle delivered to the table that we had with all my balloons and stuff. Like, so you made me look stupid. Like, I got a section and we don't even have a bottle over here because you want to have the bottle over there because you don't want to sit in my section because you feel like some customer's gonna come over here. Like, you don't even want to spend my birthday with me. Like, and so that night I cussed his ass the fuck out. I cussed him out. I told his ass, like, bitch, I asked you for a Louis bag. I don't know why the fuck you got me what I got, but this is not what I wanted. You got me fucked up. Like, ain't no old ass nigga with 5 fucking kids and a newborn finna play me thinking that, bitch, that I'm, no. You not finna be laying up in the bed with me. No. Not that girl. Like, not at all. Like, you're a sugar daddy. You're a trick. Like, you're gonna trick out on me. You feel me? He trying to get comfortable because now I'm staying with him. So now he think that, no, bitch, it don't go that way. And that's why, ladies, you always need to have your own apartment, your own shit. Don't ever live with these niggas. I got stories. The sugar daddy from before, have your own shit, period. I'm not even gonna talk on my first love because he lived in my shit. I was paying the bills for that. That's a whole nother story, but I ain't even gonna expose him like that. But, yeah, like, so he like, oh, okay, we're gonna go get a Louis bag. So I got the Louis bag now. It's right over there. Right there. I got the Louis bag now. And, he was like, you're gonna get a Louis bag and an Apple Watch then. Yeah, make that shit right, nigga, the fuck. But anyways, story time on how they got into it. Now, the dude I was talking to, he wanted to go to the club one night. And at the time, I remember, like I said, I was still 20 and I was turning 21. And so I always told him I didn't really like going to the club because I really couldn't get into clubs because, bitch, I'm not old enough to. But at this time, I'm pretty sure he knew my age because I eventually told him, like, hey, by the way, like, after the birthday and stuff, like, I'm not, like, I'm 20. Like, you know, I didn't want to, like, him to find out. Like, I just told him straight up. And so, he was like, oh, well, I guess his friend came into town, some white business dude. His friend came into town and he was like, I want to go to the strip club. And I was like, you know, I don't really go to the clubs. I don't really feel like it. Like, he wants to go to my job because y'all know I work at the club. So he wanted to go to my job to hang out and, like, do whatever and party. And I was like, I didn't really want to go. But I ended up deciding going because, like, you know, like, he wanted me to join them. And like, it was my job. So it was like, okay, I know where my job is at. I know people in there. Like, maybe I'll see some of my coworkers, whatever. So we pull up, we get there. We get inside. I walk inside, and he's taking time to come in. But I walked inside, and as soon as I walk in, I'm gonna have to do a story time. But at the club that I was working at the time, they were very racist, and so I had a manager, a female manager at that club, who was sabotaging me because her friend pretty much tried to have a threesome with me and some trick, some sugar daddy. That is a whole fucking story time, y'all. I have to tell y'all. And I pretty much said she wasn't my type and I didn't want to fuck with her. And so she got mad and offended, and she went and told the manager, who was her friend. And so the manager was sabotaging me and pretty much fired me, trying to say I was drinking on the job and I left drunk, which was not fucking true, but she was lying. And so I had met one of the actual owners of, like, the building, and I was cool with him, and he pretty much had got me my job back. And I had told the dude that I was fucking with at the time about the whole situation. He knew the dude's name. I told him about it. Like, he knows that me and him are just platonic. It's not even like that. Like, he helped me get my job back. Like, dude, cool, right? Dude, you know, help me get my job back. Like, I walk inside the doors, the owner's sitting right there, and so what am I look like not going up and say hi to me? He's saying hi to me, so of course I'm gonna walk over. He's right here. I'm gonna say hello to him because this is his establishment. He is my boss. And he's like, you know, do you want a drink? I'm like, you know, I don't mind. He gets me a drink, and I'm sitting there, like, we're not even talking for long, maybe like 5 minutes or 7 minutes. And he, you know, he gives me money to throw on the girls on stage or whatever, and like, it was fun. Like, and so the dude, it was only like for like maybe the most 8, 9, maybe 10 minutes. And so the dude that I came with, he passes me, he's like, oh, like, are you hanging out with me or are you hanging out with him? Like, we're going upstairs. And so I'm like, you're acting mad jealous and possessive. And keep in mind, I forgot to mention, you guys, by this time that this was all happening, I was not in a relationship with this man anymore. Technically, we weren't in a real relationship because we were only really fucking with each other like serious for like a month. So it was a try and a failed trial. So I wouldn't even consider him my ex. I would just consider him someone that I used to maybe talk to. He was a trick. You know what I mean? Like, it just, you tried it and it didn't work out. Like, I don't consider you to be my ex or someone that I really was in a relationship with unless we had at least have like half a year on it minimum. You feel me? And so he already had stopped like doing all the spoiling and stuff like that, and he was always in my ear nagging and just always trying to criticize me and try to break down my confidence and shit. And so I had left him, and at the time, this was in the middle of the month, so I only was staying with him for like a month. Keep in mind, this was all of April. So halfway through the month, I'm single, and by the time this is all happening, this is like 2 weeks after, 2-3 weeks after, yeah, 2 weeks after like I done already left him or whatever, and he knows like we're not together. We haven't been cuddling. We haven't been having no intimate relationships, no nothing. And so keep in mind, we're just like friends. We're cool. We're cordial. Like, you know, we had a thing and it didn't work. It is what it is. And so he's like, oh, you coming upstairs with us? So I was like, I thought that was funny because it's like, one, you're not my dude. Two, this is my job and this is my boss, and you're going to act accordingly, and you know this is my boss, and you're not going to sit up here and act like it's anything different. But keep in mind, this man was a Scorpio, so he's very jealous, even though I'm not your woman. You feel me? And you didn't do what you needed to do to be the man that could be for me. So now you want to be mad at me because you couldn't meet the standard. And even back then, the standard wasn't as crazy and like realistic as it should have been as mine are now. So it's like 5 kids, newborn baby, like, baby, step it up because you're already slacking. Like, don't nobody want that. So you need to step it up. You feel me? And so I hear him or whatever, and like I took it a little weird, but he go upstairs. And so, like, you know, I go upstairs too, like, after a couple minutes, and I see one of my coworkers up there, a girl I'm really cool with, and we're talking. I'm talking to her. I'm talking to her, whatever, and, you know, I'm pretty much saying, like, hey, have you met, like, the owner? Like, you know, because he always comes in, he throws hella money over, like, the ledge. He takes care of the girls. He's cool with them. Like, you know, he's a cool dude. Have you met the owner? And she was like, oh, like, no, like, because keep in mind, the owner was like white, and he kind of liked more black girls, and she was a white girl. So he was like, she was just like, oh no, I haven't met him yet. So of course, like, you know, at this point, like, I have the drink in my system. I'm feeling like good. I'm talking to my coworker. I'm hanging out with my little friend, having a good time, feeling the music. I'm really like starting to enjoy myself or whatever. And like, I'm like, oh, well, like, I can introduce you to him, you know, you can go get a bag, because I don't even see no girls down there. Like, I'm not on shift right now. I would be down there making a bag if I did, but, you know, you're on shift, you're working, so let me put you on some money real quick. You feel me? And so now the dude that I'm talking to, I'm not even talking to him no more. The dude that I used to fuck with, he talking about, oh, like, we're about to go, da 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 da. And I'm like, I'm talking to my friend. I'm like, you know, like, I kind of want to stay. Like, I feel good. Like, I just started to feel the vibe or whatever. Like, you know, I'm here with my friend or whatever. And he's just like, oh, okay. Like, well, I'll see you back at the crib. The crib was like 10 minutes away, so it wasn't even like a big deal. And I'm like, okay, bet. So he leaves. Then he comes back, and he's pretty much saying like, oh, he said like, we're going back to the house. And I said, no, we're not. I just told you that I was staying here. And he was like, what? Like, saying it in a threatening way to kind of like intimidate me. Like, shut the fuck up. What do you mean? Like, and I should have took that as a red flag, but I didn't. Like, at the time, I still gave this man the benefit of the doubt. I didn't have no hate towards him, but I just wasn't with him. I didn't want to be with him. I made that very clear. But he, like I said, was obsessed with me, still is obsessed with me. We're going to speak on that. But pretty much I ended up leaving anyways, because I didn't want to embarrass him in front of his friend. I know how tiny men's egos can be. And so I was like, okay, like, I'll leave, like, whatever, it's fine. Like, I don't even care to be here anyways. And so like, because I wanted to come back later in the night, but I didn't want it to look like I guess he thought I don't know what he was trying to show to his friend, but I'm not with him. And I've made that very clear. I don't know if you're trying to use me to boost your ego in front of your friend, but I'm not your bitch. And that's very clear. So, but I guess his ego thing hit him because he wants me, but I don't want him. And so, we're in the car, and I'm like, I'm going to go back to the club after. And he's like, okay, like, that's fine. And so we pull up to the crib, and his friend gets out the car. I get out the car, and I start walking over to my car. And the dude was literally like, I was like a little tipsy at the time, I'm not gonna lie. The dude that I used to talk to, he literally, all I hear is like running steps behind me. And I turn around and he literally snatches my keys. And so at this point, I'm like, give me my keys back. I'm in my heels, I look good. Like it's a, normal night. Eden goes out. I'm looking good, I'm snatched, makeup done. Give me my keys, give me my keys, give me my keys. So his friend goes upstairs, he goes upstairs, and now I have to go upstairs because I have to get my keys from him so I can go leave. And so as soon as we walk into the door, I'm still telling him, give me my keys, give me my keys. He literally turns around. His friend was on the couch. He literally turns around, closes the door, and starts beating my ass. He's got me balled up in this corner where the door is at and the wall, and he's beating my ass. And you can just hear me screaming, crying for help. Get off of me. What the fuck are you doing? Crying. My hair, my makeup's messed up. I'm in heels, bro. And he still's got my keys. And so I'm running in the room, and I'm like, I'm gonna call the police. Now he wanna be like, oh, well, you could take your keys. Da 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 da. And so I grab my phone, and I think I grab the keys, and I run outside as quick as I can, and I hide behind the building, and I literally, like, you can see the scripts on my knees, and I'm just like out there crying because I can't believe what has happened to me. Like, somebody that I used to be intimate with could do this to me and put their hands on me and hurt me when I didn't cuss you out. I didn't come at you aggressively. I didn't cheat on you. I didn't do anything. I did everything right just for you to, I didn't even put my hands on you and you put your hands on me. But I should have known because he told me stories in the past about like, oh, like my baby mom's, she wrecked my car and broke into my house and she did this and that and I beat her ass. And I would be like, yeah, like, I can see why you're upset about it, but that doesn't make it right for you to put your hands on a woman. But obviously he thought this was something that he could do again and continue doing over and over again. And he thinks that he could get away with it. I'm calling the cops, telling them the address. They pull up. I'm telling them what happened. And at this point, they go and talk to him, and he's lying. He's like, I got videos. I'm going to literally put the footage of him hiding the crack and the coke. He was a dealer. He was hiding his drugs, putting the boxes up of when I told him I was calling the cops. I literally got videos of him recording, like, him hiding his stuff because he knew that they were coming. And he knew he was guilty. And so now he lying, oh, I never did that to her. She's drunk, this and that, lying. And the cops, they're two white men. They're like, oh, well, you don't have any evidence, so you can't press charges, which is not true. And I found that out later. But at the time, I believed them. And, you know, like, I just wanted to get my shit. So I'm packing all my stuff. I'm grabbing all my stuff. The cops are like, okay, like, we're here. You can go get your stuff. Because he was literally, before I was calling the cops, he was literally like, come on, now get in the house. Stop complaining. Stop fussing. He always saying I'm fussing. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Who is going to go back in this house with you, shut the fuck up, not tell anybody what you just did, and lay in fucking bed with you after you just beat the shit out of me? In my heels and makeup. And I'm not your bitch because you're jealous because you could never have me because I never wanted to be with you anyways. But you can never have me, especially now. Like, you stopped doing what you needed to do. I realize you're not the one for me. You can't even do what you need to do, but you want to beat my ass because you can't do what you need to do. I'm moving all my stuff, moving it out the house by myself. And I get my dog, and he trying to play with my dog while I'm moving my stuff out of his house after he beat my ass. And I was pissed, and I was like, do not even try playing with my dog. I literally asked the officer to hold my stuff because y'all not about to irk me tonight. And then, so I packed my stuff up in the car, and even the cop was like, yeah, like, I don't know what you're doing with him, but you can do better. Like, look at you. Literally, like, what it, like, obviously he was a trick. Your old ass with all your kids. You're not even looking the way you need to. Like, bitch, I was just tricking off of you. And when I decided I didn't want to be with you, you got jealous. And so you beat my ass. And that's not okay. I don't really care if we had a mutual exchange. You feel me? If you're a sugar daddy, do what you need to do or you get cut the fuck off. Don't be mad at me. And so I packed my shit. I called my family. I went to stay with my family in Orlando for the night because luckily I was moving into my brand new apartment the next day. He did not help me at all with me finding my apartment, nothing. Like, he is acting like he wanted to be part of but he wasn't really even trying to. And I'm so grateful because now he doesn't know where I live. I never wanted him to know where I live because this man is crazy and he still stalks me to this day. But the next day I moved into my new apartment. I went and got my keys. I drove from Orlando, stayed with my family for the night, went and got my keys the next day, and then I moved into my apartment, and then I drove to Tampa to go get my brother, so then he helped me move all of my furniture into my apartment. Then I drove back to Tampa to drop him off. And until this day, this man, literally, he's still, like, I blocked his number, everything. I will never speak to you if you have to put your hands on me. I don't have no respect for you. You don't have respect for me. We don't need to be around each other. Till this day, this old-ass man, he is calling me on Instagram. Call. And I never blocked him on it because sometimes, you know, it feels good to know, like, you're watching my Instagram and I'm shitting on you and I'm living my best life. Now I'm meeting huge people around all types of big celebrities. I got all types of rich celebrity men in my DMs that are doing things for me. I'm building my career, my clout, my business. And I have options and I'm living my life and I'm happy without you. And you knew I was the only young, beautiful, successful, good woman that would have treated you right. But you couldn't do what you needed to do and you beat my ass. So now there's no way we could ever be friends. You feel me? And so he told it to he'll be calling me. Where do you work? He literally texted my brother. Where does your sister work? I miss her. You are talking about, oh, are we still beefing? I was trying to come to the club and throw money on you. Beefing? We're not beefing. You beat my ass, and that's never acceptable. And it's very disrespectful for you to think that you could come back into my life after putting your hands on me. That I would allow that and that you can get away with that. You're lucky nobody did no drive-by and shot your shit up, because that's really what should happen to you. Nobody wants him. And no, he's broke. You're broke as fuck. You lost everything. And you're a bum with all those kids. So, you know what? I do have a little anger still left because I didn't deserve it. Like, I literally had a whole nightmare of him finding my new house and beating my ass. So it's not a good feeling to have PTSD or have that traumatic thing. And I do have a little anger. I mean, it was a year ago. But honestly, life is good now. Like, I got my own shit. I got my options. I got my bread. I got my dog. Like, I'm living good. So I'm really happy with where I'm at. And I bossed up to, like, my clout, everything. Like, I went viral. And when I left him, like, it's so much things. Like, now I went from to, like, here, like, for real. Like, and so he can never be on my level, like, ever again. Like, he wasn't even on my level back then. But tricking gone wrong. Oh, well. Yep. And that was pretty much the story on how I ended up getting my ass beat by a trick old ass man with 5 kids, a newborn, who was 43 years old. And I was stupid as fuck for even, one, putting myself in that situation, and even fucking with him, honestly. How embarrassing. How embarrassing. But you know, that goes to say, beautiful women, people that you never would know, we all make mistakes. Like I said, now I'm 20, I'm young, so we gonna make mistakes. So lesson learned from this, always have your own apartment. Don't ever move in with a man. Keep protection. If you need to shoot a motherfucker, a gun or whatever you need, keep it. Keep protection. And then I would say, don't let nobody love bomb you. Peep the red flags. If he's doing a lot at first and you hear that he's done this, like these things, you've heard he's put his hands on women, you see the red flags, just accept that for what it is. There's so much men out here. I go through men so easily now. Drop, drop, drop. I don't sleep with none of them. You know what I mean? If it don't benefit me and I'm seeing the red flags, don't even put yourself in that situation. You feel me? I let this man isolate me and take me out of my comfort zone and play a role, and it fucked me over. So don't let none of these men fuck you over, period. It is what it is. Yeah, but that was my story time. I hope you guys really liked the video. If you liked the video, please leave a like. Leave a comment down below on how you feel about it, something that you want to say to me, any recommendation videos, whatever. Go check out my new EP, Hood Rich. It just popped out like 3, 4, 5 days ago or whatever, so go check out my new music. And don't forget to subscribe, please. Please subscribe. Please subscribe, y'all. I'm telling you, please subscribe. Subscribe, comment, and like. You like it, more people see it, you subscribe, you can see more videos. So yeah, until next time, I'll see you guys in the next video.
About a nigga, they all got fucking bags, and you think your flow is crazy, but it's really fucking trash. All that flexing that you doing, but it ain't your fucking cash. He stressed me out, I ain't got time, he missed a swap, I'm one of kind. Mama said don't stress no hoe, just get my nut, just get my dough. Can't wipe me up, you ain't the one. I get too bored, you are my fun. I keep a trick for every city. He like my ass, he like my titty. No, you ain't the only one, so why you tryna act so dumb? Bitch, you know I am a savage, never pressed, I live so lavish. My bills I paid, my pussy ate, I got no man, you bitches hate. My destiny, this shit is fake. Just give me head, don't want no day. I'm really real, you niggas fake. A line for me, you had to wait. I'm really tricking on the low.